Well, good afternoon, everybody. How do you follow that introduction? Isn't that wonderful? You must be thinking to yourself, oh, she'll be great. And I'm just me, that I am just me. Please don't think I'm any superhuman or superwoman or anything. I am just me, just like you are just you. And we can all use our own particular skills and talents to help each other. My name, by the way, is Anne Paul, and I am the session clerk at Gilmer and Whitehill Church in Burnbank. It's a privilege being the session clerk, and through the session clerkship, I've really got to know loads and loads of people within the area, because I originate, can I just tell you, from the city of Stirling. So I'm very posh. So, but anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I just want to say it's so nice to be asked to present something at an AGM. And thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me, and thank you to Bobby for the introduction. When I was asked to be the speaker, I thought, what can I speak about? I don't really talk very much. I knew you wouldn't want to listen to Einstein's theory of relativity, and I knew that you wouldn't want to know about the birds and the bees. Then I thought, well, I'm more accustomed to singing, so maybe I'll sing to you. But I thought, no, I won't do that either, because I need to get to know you better, to see that you'll appreciate the singing. So anyway, then I thought, I know, I'll give you a wee history lesson. A wee history lesson about how I actually got involved with Community Links. Because I got involved by accident, to tell you the truth, a great big accident. So let me go back to the summer of 2019. At that time, Gilman Whitehill Church, we had a community worker who was a paid community worker, and her name was Michelle. And because of Michelle's employment within the Church of Scotland, she came to Burnbank, and she brought up the idea, perhaps we could have a wee community cafe. So she started the community cafe, which had a great big selection in the menu, and we used to get fair share goods from Tesco in Wishaw, would you believe, and bring them and put them out, just like they do in some other places, on a table for people to take whatever they want from the table. And it worked maybe for, say, 3-4 months, and then Michelle left. She left, and the Church of Scotland did not replace her, so we were left nobody to do the work. But I, as Bobby probably told you in my introduction, I am not really a person who can just shed responsibilities. The responsibility was the church's responsibility. So I went to a meeting with Community Links, and I think I really made a big mistake because I got involved. I seem to be able to get involved with things quite easily, and before I knew where I was meeting on a regular basis, and during that regular basis the realisation came to me that not everyone was as fortunate as I am. The realisation of children going to school with no breakfast. People didn't have lunch, and people maybe had a roll and chips for their dinner. Something that I know nothing about, because I've been very fortunate in my life. And so quickly we get caught up with the folks of Community Links. And then I met Kimberly. And Kimberly introduced us to grants. I think the church really doesn't know very much about grants, money to come in. And then the COVID-19 epidemic or pandemic, as it turned out to be, put a stop to everything. Sammy, who was a representative from the Harvest Church, she made a suggestion that perhaps emergency food bags could be distributed from the door of the church, from our coffee lounge. So, again, involvement with Community Links, we got started. The bags were just put out across an actual blocked door. Imagine having to block the door of a church. So the bags were distributed in that way, and it worked well. Now that was to be a temporary measure during COVID. Temporary never has come into it, has it? Temporary has turned into massive things. The relaxation of the restrictions for COVID made it possible for the opening up of the cafe, and it was decided that this time we would provide hot soup and rolls and sausage, made by our very own Nigella Lawson, better known as Anne Todd, and her long-suffering husband Tom, and their very quiet friend Barbara. So they took responsibility for the running of this service. And then Sammy left. We seem to have this effect on people. Sammy left. And then we met new friends from the Harvest. There was Robin, Connor, Tom and Sandy. I'm just naming a few of them. Everything was ticking over just nicely. Then we met Mary and Gillian, Asda community champions. Wow, what a pair they are as well. They also have grants, so Anne quickly learned about their grants as well. The Burnbank Community Hub is being talked about everywhere. We were in Thursday's Daily Record, I think it was, or this week's Daily Record. We seem to be in the front page of the Hamilton Advertiser. And we got an introduction, as Bobby said, to go to Leeds, to be on the television. Do you think the television is really ready for Kimberly and me? Because I really don't think it is. And then Kimberly suggested Select Employability might like to come into the Community Hub. And then we had Money Matters joined in. And we now have multiple advisory agencies who have a seat within the Community Hub. We have visits from local councillors once a month, and we've had visits from MSPs. We've had every minister, with the exception of one, in the Hamilton area, have visited us just to see what goes on. Some people have taken what happens in the church, in the Community Hub, and they've used it as a prototype to set up their own area with something like this. Indoor curling brings great fun, absolutely great fun. If you ever see indoor curling, have a shot. It is wonderful. It's a good laugh and it does you the world of good. As Bobby said, we have issued school clothing, we've had school haircuts, which really, if Kimberly's there, was really quite a nightmare because one hairdresser turned up and there was 50 children waiting to get their haircut. But everybody got their haircut and it was absolutely fabulous. We now have involved Hamilton Operatic Company, and they come in and they've got nice strong men. They've got the occasional strong woman as well, because sometimes when we get the fair share from Asda, or if we get a delivery of food, they carry it. Because people like us, really weak women, can't carry things like this. But we have our very own Stephen, haven't we, Stephen, who does everything. So we put shelving on the church hall stage, And if you ever want, ladies, if you ever want to have your kitchen looking absolutely superb, ask Stephen. Hey, there he's got his hand up, because Stephen is wonderful. Everything is perfect. And you do a wonderful job, Stephen, so thank you.
Thank you.
It's an amazing group of people, absolutely amazing. They've got so much knowledge, and it's so much fun to be involved with this particular group of people. Gilman Whitehill Church, we're delighted to be able to give our premises to the community for no charge. And we hope to be able to work with the Community Links Partnership through OPOP for a long time to come. I don't know if people in here are aware, but Gilman and Whitehill Church is on the list to be closed by the Church of Scotland. Hopefully, through this partnership, will remain open. So I was going to sing to you, and I think we should sing. Because when I was sitting through having a cup of tea, somebody said to me, "Are you an optimist?" I said, "Of course I'm an optimist." "Is your glass always half empty or half full?" "My glass is always running over." So, because I'm from a church, would you like to join me to sing "Running Over" and do the actions? And remember, because we should be happy. Happiness is for life. And if you don't know the actions, you can follow the person beside you. So stand up. Excuse me, my dear. Stand up, Marianne. Stand up.
Go get him, man.
Are you ready? I want you to remember, raise the roof here. That'll maybe give us a better chance of staying open if the roof comes off this one. So are you ready, folks? Well, too quiet. Are you ready? Yes. Right. Well, we're going to sing "Running Over." Right. 1, 2, 3. Running over, my cup's still running over. Since the Lord saved me, I'm as happy as can be. My cup's still running over. Again. Running over, my cup's still running over. Since the Lord saved me, I'm as happy as can be. My cup's full and running over. Well done, everybody. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much on behalf of Gilman Whitehill for all your expertise, for everything that is done within the communities. Thank you very much, and thank you for the time.